Hey Inspiration community, hope you're doing well. Andy here, back with another video. So here at this channel we research the masters in their field and collect top tips from them in order to give you guys the tools and the hacks you can apply today in order to achieve financially, strategically, business-wise, relationally, and even psychologically all that you want to and desire in your life. Today's video is no exception, so we're going to be learning 5 ways build a better brain from the godfather of neuroscience himself, Mr. V.S. Ramachandran. If you like what you're seeing, give us a like and a little comment in the section below. If you don't want to miss out on any future content, then click the subscribe button just below and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Anyway, that's enough shameless promotion. Back to the real reason why you are here. So, who better to learn about the secrets of the brain and how you can build an absolutely incredible mentality through one of history's greatest ever neuroscientists. V.S. Ramachandran is one of the most respected minds in the history of science and neuroscience. In 2011, he was named by Time magazine as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Now, he's best known for his research in neurology, visual perception, phantom limbs, synesthesia, autism, body integrity, identity disorder, and mirror therapy. That's a long list. And this has made him one of the most sought after voices on the science of the brain. His studies began with his medical training at Stanley Medical College in Chennai, India. He then went on to obtain his PhD from Trinity College in Cambridge, one of the top 3 universities in history. Additionally, he has received 2 honorary doctorates, as well as the Henry Dale Medal in 2005, the Padma Bhushan in 2007, the 3rd highest civilian award incidentally in India for his contributions to science. And in 2014, the ARCS Foundation named him their Scientist of the Year. On top of this, he is a best-selling author of books such as The Telltale Brain, Phantoms of the Brain, and A Brief Tour of Human Consciousness. Links to these books I will put in the description below if you want to check them out a bit more. So it's pretty safe to say that this guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to our brains. Now I'm going to refer to Ramachandran as Rama, as he's affectionately known in the psychology community. So I've split Rama's research into 5 main tips, number 5 being my absolute favorite, so make sure you stick around for that one. So grab something to jot these points down on if you're a note taker, and let's get started. Point number 1 is visualizing can help you unlearn pain. Now, to understand why visualization is so important, you need to first understand what learned pain is. Learned pain is basically something where your brain convinces itself not to do something based on the fact that it causes pain. In order to reverse this, you have to unlearn the learned pain. Now, Rama often uses the example of a hand that has suffered from a tremendous amount of pain that causes the brain to induce paralysis on the hand. Now, this is something in the medical profession that is called reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Try saying that 5 times real fast. In Rama's research, he's come up with a treatment called mirror therapy, which is when a patient puts their paralyzed and infected hand into a box surrounded by mirrors. The visuals from the mirror show the other hand moving, and this reverses the paralysis, allowing the hand to heal in a matter of seconds. A simple yet incredible way to heal paralysis. Now, the takeaway here is that your brain doesn't work on its own. It's constantly monitoring your sensory input in order to determine things. In this instance, the change of visual input into the brain reverses the psychological problem. With this in mind, visualization is more important than we think it is, and it can help you fight through and overcome things like pain, laziness, anxiety, and even fear. Incidentally, one of the contributing factors to Arnold Schwarzenegger becoming so successful was because he put up posters of his bodybuilding mentors and idols on his bedroom walls as a child. Now, this gave him the daily visualization of what his goal was until it became a reality, and led him to become the youngest winner of the Mr. Universe title, as well as going on to win a record-breaking 7 Mr. Olympia titles in a row, which at the time had never been done before. So your mind will play tricks on you in order to promote the outcome of the easy option, which is often paralysis or nothing. Now, once you understand this, you can then combat it by tricking your mind into agreeing with you visual feedback, and also other forms of sensory feedback such as listening, smelling, touching, tasting, all those sorts of things. So at this point in the video, it's worth taking a moment to think about the things in your life that you want to achieve and visualizing yourself at that destination place. And if it helps, maybe you could do what Arnie did and put visual cues where you can see them every day, and that'll help you remind you of your goal. Let's move on to point number 2. Point number 2 is using the art of synesthesia to create a more powerful emotive through poetry, music, drama, and even comedy. Synesthesia is the production of a sense of impression or feeling relating to one sense that stimulates another sense. So for example, people can see smells or they can hear touches. Scientifically, it is the connection of things called transcription factors in your brain, and when they are connected and spread out in all directions, there is naturally more cross-wiring in the brain, allowing you to connect things together that don't seem like they should link. Rama uses the example of Shakespeare, who is one of the greatest writers of all time and was believed to have synesthesia, which he often used in his writings. This tactic creates a stronger connection to the thing, or in this case for Shakespeare, the character, and allows it to become more real to them. Now this is an incredibly powerful tool, which studies have shown dramatically improves memory, connection, and appreciation. And there's various different ways to enhance synesthesia, but one of the best ways is to do more creative activity, such as things like poetry, creative writing, music, film, drama, art, and even comedy. The idea being that creation leads to better connection, and if something is more real, then it will become reality to you. So why don't you take a moment and think of ways that you can be creative in your life, in your everyday, and how you can link those things to your goals and your aspirations. Number 3 is the difference between seeing, observing, and trading your old beliefs for new ones. And the solution to a problem is often much simpler than we think. It just takes asking the question, how do you know? The reason why people cling to old beliefs is because their mind does. Now these are common psychological traits inside all of us, known as defense mechanisms, mapped out by famous psychologist Sigmund Freud. Now Rama says he experiences these often with his patients who have a phantom limb. Now a phantom limb is a limb that the patient once had, but unfortunately they no longer do. However, the interesting thing Rama has found is that they still sometimes see and even feel the limb, even though upon observation the limb is no longer there. What Rama works on with these patients is helping them to create new beliefs that allow them to change their reality until the old beliefs die off and the new beliefs become the norm. Now when you observe, you begin to realize the things that are just your mind's defense mechanisms, and noticing these illusions more allows you to replace these thoughts with new ones. Understanding these Freudian defense mechanisms that your mind creates will not only help you avoid self-deception, but also help you be more authentic with yourself. Avoiding self-deception is especially healthy in small doses, and an interesting fact that doctors have found is that even if you know something is a placebo pill, it will still have an effect on you. This is similar to what we were talking about regarding visualization in point number 1. So why don't you take a moment now to think of something in your life, a thing where you've had old beliefs and you can find a way to replace them with new ones. Now top tip number 4 is to understand yourself better and what motivates you to do or not do things. Now understanding human nature is enigmatic or difficult to understand, even at the best of times, especially when it comes to aspects of your mind like creativity and metaphor. Now this includes things like how we construct a calendar in our minds which anchors us to a time and a place, here and now, but also the past and the future. Now these things might seem quite abstract at this point, or so it may seem, but eventually it will become more valuable because it will enrich our understanding of who we are. And once we understand ourselves better, then we can construct it into practical utility, for example, using music to get us pumped. You know, it's all well and good us putting up posters of what we want, but if it doesn't really motivate us in the same way, then we need to find something that really works. And maybe for you that looks like motivation playlists that you listen to every day, or having an accountability partner that you check in with on a consistent basis, or even setting yourself a personal deadline. So why don't you pause this video now or whenever it suits you and begin to think about some things that might motivate you. It may be even good to think of things that have motivated you in the past previously, or what currently motivates you to do certain things at the moment. And the great thing about this is it's a constant experiment. You can find out what does and what doesn't motivate you in certain areas. So what you'll find in all of this is you'll get to know yourself better, and you'll continue to refine and adapt these motivational tricks and techniques to keep yourself moving in the right direction and to reach the goals that you want to. And the final point number 5, is to focus on creativity and the power of out-of-the-box thinking. Now, we all know that creativity makes things more beautiful. Your brain can think about almost anything that it wants. I mean, try and think of an aspect of your life without thinking. It's impossible. Ram makes an important point that often the result of not thinking about something means that we fall into a habit, whether it's good or whether it's bad, because our mind tends to process less and therefore go into autopilot. However, he says, if we explore creativity in this particular area, then the stronger the force and therefore the effort we're putting towards that thing. For example, if you are focusing creatively on a business and are thinking outside the box constantly, sooner or later you're going to find far more new and innovative ways and ideas than anyone else, because your focus is on creation of new things and not repetition of old habits. So my challenge for this point for you is this. Think about an aspect of your life where you think you are on autopilot and have old habits there. Now, with that in mind, think of 10 to 15 things that you could do to change it up. Try thinking outside of the box as much as you can. Now, the purpose of this exercise is, even if you don't come up with 15 crazy outside of the box ideas, you'll still find a number of things that you can do to help you steer away from the old habits that you're used to and start thinking creatively about the new habits that you want. And there you have it. That was 5 ways to build your brain for success with the help of legendary neuroscientist B.S. Ramachandran. So just to quickly recap those points, they were: number 1, visualizing can help you unlearn pain. Number 2, using the art of synesthesia to create more powerful emotives through poetry, music, drama, dance and comedy. Number 3, the difference between seeing and observing, trading your old beliefs for new ones. Number 4, understand yourself better, what motivates you to do or not do things. And finally, number 5, focus on creativity, the power of out-of-the-box thinking. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you got something from it. If it did help you, then please give us a like. And if you'd like to receive more content like this one from us, then please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to the right hand side of it so that you get notified whenever we put out similar content to this on our channel. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching guys, really do appreciate it. And until the next time, remember to keep learning and moving forward and growing, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.